Your discipline builds your future. Welcome to Clartify.
You already know what to do. That's the problem. If knowledge was enough, your life would look very different by now. You wouldn't still be starting and stopping. You wouldn't still be negotiating with yourself. You wouldn't still feel like you're standing still while time moves forward. So ask yourself something uncomfortable. Why hasn't it changed? This is not a motivational video. It's an explanation. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Most people repeat the same sentence without realizing how dangerous it is. I know what I need to do. They say it calmly, confidently, as if knowing was the same thing as becoming. That belief traps people longer than ignorance ever could. Because the modern problem is not lack of information. It's overdose. People know they should wake up earlier. They know they should stop scrolling. They know they should focus, work, train, protect their time. None of this is hidden anymore. None of this is rare knowledge. And yet, most lives stay exactly the same. Knowing feels powerful. It feels responsible. It feels like progress. But it isn't. Awareness creates a dangerous illusion. The illusion that understanding equals movement. Watching videos, reading books, saving quotes, nodding along. All of it creates emotional relief. Your brain says, I'm working on myself, and that feeling replaces action. For a moment you feel aligned, not because you changed, but because you agreed with the idea of change. And your brain counts that agreement as effort. That's why awareness feels productive even when nothing moves. Then something worse happens. You enter a loop. You know what to do. You delay doing it. You adapt to the delay. And eventually, you forget the urgency. No, delay, adapt, forget. At first, the delay hurts. There's guilt, tension, a quiet voice saying, this isn't right, but the brain is patient. It waits. The discomfort fades. The new normal settles in, and what once felt unacceptable becomes routine. This is how failure is printed into identity. Not loudly, quietly, not through one big decision, through repetition without consequence. You didn't fail. You trained yourself to quit. You taught your brain that delay has no cost. And the brain learned perfectly. Look around. Someone starts going to the gym. They're motivated. They talk about it. A few weeks later, they stop mentioning it. Nothing dramatic happened. They just adapted. Someone reads books, watches content, talks about mindset. Years pass. They sound intelligent about change, but their life doesn't reflect it. Different people, same pattern. They didn't fail because they were incapable. They failed because nothing forced the change to become real. And here comes the truth most people avoid. Most people don't change because their pain is not sharp enough. Comfort is not happiness. It's anesthesia. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't push. It doesn't demand. It slowly removes urgency. Comfort lets you survive while losing years. That's why comfort is more dangerous than pain. Pain demands action. Comfort negotiates it away. People say, I'll change when it gets bad enough. They don't realize comfort is designed to make sure it never does. The damage stays slow, quiet, explainable. Your life doesn't collapse. It quietly disappears. Evenings blur together. Weekends vanish. Years pass without memory. Not because nothing happened, but because nothing required you to rise. If you leave this video now, nothing in your life will change. Not because the video failed, but because you already know enough. People don't just protect comfort inside themselves. They protect it in others. When someone becomes disciplined, people react defensively. Relax. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing too much, not because discipline is wrong, but because it exposes shared excuses. Comfort needs agreement. Discipline breaks it. That's why growth feels lonely. Not because it's hard, because it separates you from the version of people who stayed comfortable with you. Inside you, something gets heavier. You know what you should be doing, and you know you're not doing it. That gap destroys something deeper than motivation: self-respect. At night, you avoid silence, because silence reminds you of who you're not becoming. So you fill it with scrolling, with noise, with distractions that ask nothing from you. Scrolling isn't pleasure, it's relief. Relief from responsibility. Relief from becoming someone who might fail. Time disappears. Not dramatically, quietly. You lived on pause, not because you didn't know, but because knowing was never the trigger. Here's the part that locks everything. You are not one person. Inside you, there are two versions. One wants comfort, not happiness. Comfort. The other wants something quieter. Respect. Self-respect. Every small decision is a vote. Not for success, not for motivation, for which version stays in control. The comfort version speaks constantly. It sounds reasonable, protective, human. You're tired. You deserve rest. You can do it later. The other version speaks rarely, usually after the damage is done. That's why guilt comes too late. Discipline is not missing. It's just never in the room when decisions are made. Once you see this, it doesn't get easier. It gets clearer. The brain doesn't choose what is meaningful. It chooses what is familiar. And familiarity feels safe, even when it's destroying you. Most people are not stuck because they are weak. They are stuck because their life never becomes painful enough to demand change. Comfort keeps pain low, low enough to tolerate, low enough to ignore, until years pass. Then one day you look back and realize something terrifying. You didn't live badly. You just didn't live deliberately. Nothing you heard here is new. And that's the point. If knowing was enough, you would already be free. If awareness created change, your life would already prove it. Change doesn't happen when you understand. It happens when the cost of staying the same becomes unbearable. Until then, the brain will always choose the familiar over the meaningful. And familiarity feels safe, even when it costs you your future. What decides your life is not what you understand. It's what you obey when nobody is watching and nothing feels urgent. Most people will close this video and go back to comfort. They always do. If you don't, this channel is for you. If this hit you, press like. If you saw yourself, subscribe. And if you're ready to stop lying to yourself, comment, "I choose control." You already know.
Thank you for watching. If you're ready to upgrade your mind and build unshakable discipline, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. More powerful lessons are coming. Stay disciplined. Stay clarified.